How's it going, everyone? This is Yxlarb, and welcome back to my Sonic Adventure 2 series. In the last episode, we nearly thwarted Eggman's plans of firing the Eclipse Cannon before he managed to capture Amy, it sounds like, and now we need to go save Amy and Tails. Of course, in the interim, we went ahead and finished up Knuckles' storyline pretty much, or at least the main gist of it, in collecting all the pieces of the Master Emerald, and we managed to put it back together after getting the pieces that Rouge had collected herself. So we made it. We finished that part for all the good that it did us, because now we've only got 41 minutes until the Eclipse Cannon fires, and in the meantime we still need to save Amy and Tails. Now here we are in Crazy Gadget. Seriously, one of the craziest levels in the entire game, let alone the hero story. This is one that actually, when I first got this game way back in the day, it must have been 2004, 2005, so it was just a few years old. I must have been 10, and I couldn't beat it. And I'll show you more why later on. As you can see, this level's, I imagine for a kid especially, it'd be a little strange to deal with, you know, all these anti-gravity mechanics, constantly walking on walls, walking on ceilings. This room in itself was a little confusing, but as you saw, it was just as simple as going to the right and then going back to the left. Quite simple. We can't enter that room, and honestly I don't know why. I can't remember how you get up there. I can always, jump up there, but I don't know exactly how to enter the room. I don't remember, so that's okay. Anyway, to address the quick elephant in the room, well, the elephant's not quick, but to quickly address him, you might notice my life counter is a little bit lower than before, about 10 lives lower. Well, here's the thing. I accidentally collected the power-up that you can get from this mission. Well, let me restate that. I didn't accidentally collect the power-up. I collected the power-up, and then I screwed up the recording. And so I had to scrap it. And then after I scrapped it, I realized, oh my god, I collected the upgrade. And as soon as you collect it and you exit the level, even if you don't finish the level, it'll save, and it will treat it as though you had collected it. And it's like, oh my god, I just screwed up royally. Now, this is actually about where I was when I realized that. So you go up here and you realize, oh, we can't roll through here because there's, gun crates, iron containers. It's like, what do we do about that? Well, this is what you have to do. Bring yourself down here, go back, and jump up here, and just behind these crates, you got the flame ring. I can't believe I had to work all the way through. I had to work through the entire game. Of course, I sped through. That's why my lives are so low. Just to get here so I could show you guys what the flame ring is. And yeah, that's how committed I am to high-quality content. Anyway, the flame ring is very simple. It allows you to, fire somersault, which is the somersault like normal, except you have a fire effect, and now you can break these iron containers. So now all three of our heroes can break these containers, which is, of course, necessary to move on through. The great thing about it is that even though you can't see the fire effect when you're bouncing, you can still use the bounce bracelet along with the flame ring like that. So you don't have to actually do the fire somersault. You just have to strike something with, I can't think, crates you can't hit with your homing attack, but either somersaulting or doing your flame ring, doing your bounce bracelet move will work. Bouncing. That's where your bounce bracelet move is. Right here, we can just break gravity by using a very strong spring. He hit me anyway. Alright, let's see if we can avoid dying here and collecting all these rings. Nice. Anyway, you might be curious as to why I was unable to beat this game when I was growing up. Or beat this mission very specifically. Because this was the only thing. I was able to beat the Dark Story like it was nobody's business. I had no problems with that. I just couldn't beat this mission. Well, you'll see here in about, 2 seconds? I don't know. I don't like playing this level because of the bad memories I have associated with it. Oh, come on. Oh, at least we can make it through the lower section. I almost never go through this way, but there's not much of a difference. All you have to do is just climb up a couple of things. Up here in this area is where you would have ended up if you went the upper route, but as you can see, it really didn't affect me. Anyway, here we are. We're finally in the area that screwed me over so much growing up. Now, take a look at what we got here. So obviously, we're going to have to take advantage of some anti-gravity mechanics, and you may have heard him there, Eggman saying, Well done, Sonic, but you'll never leave this room alive. Haha. Do you know how many times I've heard that growing up in trying to complete this level? Probably like hundreds of times. And pretty much what was I trying to do? Well, I got to about this point and I thought, okay, what do I do? Do I go attack this enemy? Well, obviously, you know, a fully adult me, or even teenager me, you know, when I aged a few years, realized, hey, like if I go that way, obviously the gravity will suck me away, even if I manage to do anything about it. But I didn't realize you had to use the bounce bracelet right there so you could... Oh, something shooting at me. I better go quickly. Oh, come on, that's lame. So you could go over here to the yellow one. Now this changed absolutely everything. Now I was able to trick out the gravity a little bit. I think jump from the purple to like the underside of this yellow or something like that. I can't remember exactly what I did when I was younger, but I pretty much did something along the lines of this, where, you know, not in this exact spot, but I was able to jump to another platform. And I thought, okay, maybe this will help me out here. It didn't. It took me years to figure it out. I talked to my friends at school. All of them loved Sonic Adventure 2. None of them knew how to get past this. One of my friends claimed he knew how, but had forgotten how. I'm like, what? Why would you forget that when I need you the most? But whatever. One of my friends, though, one of my good friends in elementary school, from elementary school, in middle school, told me, oh, hey, have you ever tried, checking out game facts? And I mean, at this point, I didn't even know what YouTube was, let alone, well, I knew what YouTube was. My parents had just recently gotten a computer. I didn't know how to use it. I mean, I didn't really care about using it aside from, playing RuneScape occasionally. And he pretty much told me, oh yeah, game facts. You can just, look that up. You might even be able to find YouTube videos that, show you how to beat levels. And I was like, really? That's a thing? That's a thing? And lo and behold, I look it up and it's like, wow, okay, I did it. I managed to do it. How amazing. And then I beat the game. So yeah, I did have to cheat a little bit here. But as you can see, this is kind of complicated. I mean, you might be thinking, well, you weren't that young. You were 10 years old or whatever it was. Oh, I didn't want to come over here. I thought this was leading me somewhere else. That's okay. Let's go back. But 10-year-old me, I had only been playing video games for less than a year at that point when I first started playing. I was very new to video games. I didn't grow up with video games. Well, I grew up with video games, but not during my early childhood, at least. Anyway, finally managed to make it over here. And after all these years, I can do it with ease. It's a great feeling. Anyway, guys, I'll see you back on the main account here in 2 seconds.
Just made it.
And here we are, guys, back to City Escape with just about half an hour left before the cannon fires. I figured this was a convenient time for us to go back to City Escape to get another upgrade for Sonic. I know, now looking back a little bit, I feel like the going back to get these upgrades, backtracking whenever we're able to first obtain them, breaks the pacing a little bit. But of course, if you don't care, you can just feel free to skip on ahead. Sorry about that, but I just feel like this is the best way to kind of keep me on track. If I don't go back right away, I'm pretty much going to forget about them, and I'd hate to have a whole section at the end where it's like, oh, hey, sorry, guys, I forgot this thing, and now I have to go back. Anyway, now that we've gotten, a few upgrades, mainly the bounce bracelet, City Escape is even faster than before. You may have noticed whenever I go to hit rails, I use the bounce bracelet to bring me down really quickly. And that's something I love to do. In fact, I don't think this is a spoiler. I don't think saying this will be a spoiler. Shadow can't get the bounce bracelet or anything equivalent, so he doesn't have this ability. So you always have to just either use your homing attack to quickly, I guess, bring yourself down to the rail, or you have to just wait in the air. And as you may have seen, it can be quicker. But yeah, anyway, now that we have the flame ring, you may have guessed that that was the upgrade we needed. We can get arguably one of the most useless upgrades in the entire game. Certainly Sonic's most useless. Anyway, let's not take care of that enemy, actually. So now we have to use our bounce bracelet to get down here. We don't. Let's try not to bounce. Let's take care of these enemies real quick. And then here they are. Really, they're called the magic gloves, but it's one device, pretty much. So yeah, we'll just call it the magic gloves. It allows us to use the magic hand move. Pretty much, it allows us to take enemies and turn them into balls. And I don't know what types of enemies this works on. I mean, I know what types of enemies it works on. I don't know if it works on all types of enemies, though. Anyway, we have to try to be quick about this. You gotta get up next to him, use the magic hand. So you just press Y until it pops up, and then you can, yeah, turn the enemy into a ball. It's a pretty funky move. It's really just for fun and for nothing else. You're never going to seriously use this. It's kind of cool because it's like you have a little action figure of the enemy. You can throw it at enemies like that. I don't know if it has any sort of homing capabilities. In fact, I'd like... Are these guys too far away? Aha, they're not. I'd like to see... Oh, dang it! Alright, here we go. We have another opportunity. I just want to see what happens if I throw it in the general direction of this guy. Okay, that didn't work. It just threw it... I don't want to shake him. Let's see. We got another enemy over here. Let's just see if I throw it in your general direction. Okay, so it's not homing at all. But there you go, guys. Those are the magic hands. One of the silliest, funniest, kind of coolest upgrades in the entire game. Not because it's particularly useful, but just because it's cool. Like I said, like a lot of these optional upgrades, it doesn't have any use in the story mode. No required use. And unlike, the Mystic Melody, it doesn't even have a required use to get all 180 emblems. It's just a cool little side upgrade, secret type thing that you may not have known about. Anyway, guys, back to finish the hero story.
Let's take care of business first, shall we, Sonic? Hand over the Chaos Emerald, slowly, and then we'll talk about your girlfriend. That is, if you really care for her.
Handing over the fake emerald? I can kill two birds with one stone.
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
You turned into a big-time villain, Doctor.
Whoa! You thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Tails!
Because you just told me, Fox Boy. Now, for a little space ride. That will clear the colony bad.
I'm counting on you, Tails. Amy, take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic! It has the same wavelength and properties, but is less powerful than the real one.
The same wavelength and properties. But can I do this?
Farewell, my admirable adversary. Now we have some unfinished business to take care of. Give me the real emerald, I will release you both. You have my promise.
Sonic!
Huh?
Sonic is asking for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up.
Oh man, guys, I hope Sonic's okay, but here we are. We have to take on Eggman. And now that I'm looking at it, I feel like the blue laser doesn't actually move any faster. I think that was just a misperception on my end. But honestly, this is one of the toughest boss fights in the entire game, and this is part of why. Just like in the Rouge boss fight, Eggman, the bad guy, now has this, well, actually 2 special abilities, not just one. As you see, he can use, oh god, don't kill me. Hit him. Man, believe me, it is tough. For a couple reasons. First of all, he can shoot missiles, which lock onto us, and those will hurt. And he can also use his power laser, which, like, oh, that wimpy yellow laser? No, that's not what I'm talking about. You'll see in a second. Let's see, will he use it yet? Okay, he just did 2 moves. Oh, 2 missiles at once. Okay, I see. You want to stay away from the center here, because, of course, you don't want to get hit. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, here it comes. Oh, fly out of the way. That's a crazy powerful laser, and you don't want anything to do with it, believe me. Anyway, the second time went much smoother than the first.
I feel some strange energy.
Sure if I could pull that one off. Somehow I managed to use the chaos control.
Chaos control? Are you okay?
I'm worried about Tails and Amy. I hate to ask, but could you help them? This is our last chance. I got it. Or if the cannon fires, I'll slam dunk it in there.
I find it funny that Sonic would hate to ask Knuckles to help Amy and Tails, considering they are his friends. But then again, I do understand, because Knuckles, he's only concerned about the Master Emerald. Then again, he has already completed restoring the Master Emerald, so he really doesn't have much of an excuse to not help out. But anyway, guys, surprise, surprise, Sonic is alive and well, because he was able to use Chaos Control with the fake Emerald. Now, of course, this opens up a couple of things, like, are there really fake emeralds, then? I mean, the only difference between it and an original emerald is that it's a copy. It's like if it has the same wavelength and properties, and you can use all the same powers with them. I mean, could you turn into Supersonic with 7 fake emeralds? I don't know, it kind of opens up some holes in that way. But anyway, here we are in Final Rush. Based on the name, you might be able to tell. This is the final mission of the hero story. And yes, it definitely came that quickly. And you have these sections here, like this, which you can definitely mess with a little bit by using the spin dash. As you can see here, this doesn't really provide much of a shortcut, but it's kind of cool. But grinding is the name of the game here. That's what's nice about having the bounce bracelet. You can also take some really epic shortcuts. Of course, they're very risky, so this is, if you're new to this, I would highly suggest taking it a little easier. But anyway, one of the things we have to concern ourselves with are these new weird kind of rails. They're like, you know what, grinding isn't complicated enough, let's throw in one more set. And those are nice. I mean, pretty much just homing attack them or bounce bracelet them depending on your angle, and then that should work out. Let's see, which way is it? Okay, only one of these 3 paths actually. Whoa, don't die. That was so close. Only one of the 3 actually takes you where you need to go. So it's, the other ones will contain a 1-up or rings or something like that. Anyways, I was saying, one of our main priorities here in this mission is collecting Sonic's final upgrade. You guys might be able to guess what it is based on what we've been through together during these last several videos. But the thing is, I don't know. I just don't know exactly where it is. I mean, I have a rough idea, but the thing is, this mission, and you may have noticed, I mean, this game kind of has Halo syndrome, where a lot of the missions, a lot of the set pieces and layouts look very identical, and some rooms are even completely identical. So it's just hard to tell. I know generally where we need to go and what the area will look like once we're nearby, but I don't know the exact location. Like, if you're like, oh, find it right now, or point to where on this map it would be. You know, it's not like City Escape where it's very obvious. So, yeah. I'm not going to talk about that too much. I just want you guys to know, so if I happen to miss it, don't be mad at me. But I don't intend on missing it. It's not something I do. Oh, no. Landing on the rail backwards. It's such an uncomfortable feeling. Because if you jump, you're going to jump all sorts of weird. I'm not going to jump too high because I feel like it might be coming up. I never know. Honestly, I never know. There we go. That Eggman fight, though, that was really something. That was crazy. But at least we made it through, and at least we still managed to save ourselves enough time to try to take care of the Eclipse Cannon. 20 minutes isn't a lot, so. Alright. I think we're nearby now. I'm going to try to slow it up a little bit so that we don't miss it. Maybe not. Aha! I think this is it, right here. You want to land over here? Yes, this is perfect. Alright, then just rocket on over here, and you've got to do a little bit of platforming, which I know is a lot to ask for, but I'm sure you can do it. If you made it this far, you can definitely do it. Setting up all sorts of obstacles for us. They're like, it's not enough that you found that the platform you needed to. You have to do all this other platforming. But here it is, Mystic Melody. Now, all three of our heroes have Mystic Melody. You guys already know what it does. You just walk up to one of these altars. Again, forget what they're actually called. Play your flute type thing. And in this case, create some rings. Whoa. Come on! Man, doing the Lightspeed dash is such a pain. But, oh well, at least we got it. We got all of Sonic's upgrades now. And that means we're pretty much fully ready to go. You know, if we want to go for 180 emblems, which I intend to, I will. Now, I guess this is something to point... Weird. This is something to point out right now. Two things. I may have already made this clear, but I just want it extra clear because I don't want anyone being confused. I don't intend on recording all 180 emblems. Okay. Come on, man. Pretty much what I intend on doing is collecting them, you know, approaching it the same way I did with Sonic Adventure DX. Collecting the emblems off screen and pretty much showing you the fruits of my labor. It's like, here's what you unlock if you do this. That's pretty much what my plan is. And since there's 180 emblems and we only collect 30-something just from doing the story, you guys can probably understand why I'm not recording all of it. That would just take an eternity. And yeah, you know, there's other projects I want to get to. If I spend all my time recording just one project, then we're never going to move on. You know, there's a lot of projects I want to work on, and this is just one of many. So that'll just be something I do off screen and I'll come back with. But the other thing I wanted to say is that I have actually never gotten all 180 emblems in this game. The same was true for Sonic Adventure DX. When I got all 130 emblems in there and then recorded the video for you guys, that was my first time. I know, it's pretty crazy. Oh my god, get away from all this stuff. It's way too much.
Yes! Barely made it.
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
You know, what can I say? I die hard. You actually saved me, you know.
It was a Chaos Emerald, wasn't it? But there's no way you could have activated the Chaos Control using an emerald that's fake. So, there's more to you than just looking like me. What are you, anyway?
What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves adventure. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
I see. But you know, I can't let you live. Your adventure days are coming to an end.
Enter Shadow the Hedgehog, the final boss of the hero story. Now this is a fight that bothered me a lot growing up. It was one I had a really tough time with. It would take me long amounts of time to do. I mean, honestly, half an hour plus, etc. And you'll understand why here in a moment. But I'm just gonna run around getting some rings. Never hurts to get some rings while I just talk to you guys. It's great to use the light speed dash here. You just get constant rings. I mean, honestly, this would be a great place to farm for lives if you were up to the task. But what makes it great is that, you know, Sonic is based around speed, so having a fight that's based around speed is just genius. Anyways, you can see Shadow will use Chaos Control. Moreover, he will use Chaos Spear, which is one of his special moves, similar to Eggman's Laser or Rouge's Black Hole bit. Now what I would do, so as you can see here, we can hit him a few times pretty easily, like that. But after the first 2 hits, it gets really difficult to hit him. As you can see, he'll go like this and he'll just block you. And if you stay back too far, if you stay too far back for too long, this is what happens. The stage starts to destroy itself, to fall apart. As you can see, he's just really not letting me hit him no matter what. How I beat him, oh wow, I actually got a 3rd hit off. That's surprising. I usually don't get one this easily. But after the first 3, at the very least, the last 2 are so difficult to get off. What I would do is I would wait for him to show up in one of these lines of rings, let him spawn from his Chaos Control, and then hit him as I used my light speed dash. That was how I did it. Of course, there's a much more effective way. Oh, that didn't work. I thought I would have a chance to show it off, but this is what I would do. Let him move far in front of you. Oops, I accidentally let go of the B button. Here we go, let's try again. Okay, we'll just let him respawn. So here we go, he's about to show up. Let's go. And now just wait, and now. Oh, shoot. Oh, that worked anyway. I would let him use his Chaos Spear. So we're just going to sit here, wait, and go. Yes! Perfect. And that's the easiest way to take care of him. Just let him use his Chaos Spear, then attack him. That's the pattern you're looking for, young Yxlarb.
Sonic, I did it!
Awesome job, Tails!
Sonic!
Look outside!
Ooh.
And with just about a minute to spare, we managed to stop the Eclipse Cannon from firing. Incredible. Anyway, please enjoy this music while I speak, or at least try to enjoy it while I'm speaking over it. It's I suppose, technically a new version, I don't think I'd call it a remix, a new version of It Doesn't Matter, which was Sonic's theme in this game, and it was also his theme in the first Sonic Adventure. So we also get to have some sometimes fairly pixelated photos of our adventure. And as you just saw there, 2 photos ago now, Tails fired off some blue lasers. That was my first indication that there was a separate laser upgrade. I was like, why didn't I find that? Why didn't I see that? It's just really cool. Part of what made this game great for me growing up is constantly learning new things about it. Obviously, like I told you guys, I've never gotten 180 emblems in this game. I intend to for the first time during the course of this project, so that'll be really cool. But, there's upgrades I hadn't gotten, at all. It took me years to even figure out they existed. There's always discoveries to be made with Chao. I certainly don't know every single thing about Chao, even nowadays, even though I'd like to consider myself somewhat of an expert. It's just great. I love being able to learn something from a game constantly, each time I revisit it, especially. And it's great. Anyway, doing a walkthrough on this game has shown me just how short the campaign itself can be. I mean, I don't think we spent much more than 2 hours so far, and that's including spending time going back and getting the side upgrades like I have been doing. I mean, if you just committed to doing this story and breezing through, even with cutscenes, it wouldn't take you more than 2 hours, I'd say. If you were, somewhat breezing through the missions while still watching the cutscenes. Minus the cutscenes, it might be even just an hour 45 or less. It's kind of crazy, but anyway, next time you guys are going to see me tackle the dark story, the other half of the game. It's just slightly shorter because it has, rather than 16 stages, it only has 14. But then, of course, it'll have its own cutscenes. We'll finally see what the Dark team has been up to during the time when we were trying to save the world. What were they doing to try to destroy it? And that's exactly what I love about the Sonic Adventure games, is being able to see the story from different characters' perspectives. Especially on your first run-through, you'll think like, oh, what is Shadow doing here? Or why was Rouge here? Or what's going on exactly? And it's just it's a really good, I guess, storytelling device. Although it does spoil things in a little bit of a way, it also reveals new information, and that's great.